Robert Spihalski, who was described by law enforcement agents as a psychotic, soulless human being, was jailed for 100 years for murdering 4 people. He either knew or had a relationship with all his victims, and avoided arrest for 15 years, before he eventually turned himself into police in 2005. The twisted killer showed no remorse for his sick crimes during an hour-long interview with Piers Morgan. It will feature in the latest series of The Killer Interview with Piers Morgan, which is set to return to Fox Nation on September 12. The killer tells Morgan, "The people that I did kill, they didn't suffer." Read next. Psychopath with Piers Morgan. Viewers struggle to watch interview. Morgan replies, "How can I believe you?" The murderer responds, "I don't care if you do, or you don't." In another part of the interview, Morgan asks Spihalski if he still has homicidal urges. "Never," says Spihalski, before adding, "If you push my trigger, you're done." Morgan asks, "What you're saying is, if I press the wrong trigger with you in this interview, you might feel homicidal?" "Absolutely," replies Spihalski, whose killing spree started on New Year's Eve 1990, when he strangled his neighbor Maureen Armstrong. While Spihalski now denies having anything to do with his neighbor's death, he confessed to the crime when he turned himself into the police. Don't miss. Hundreds dead after horror earthquake rocks Morocco holiday hotspot. Breaking, dozens of people still missing after Maui wildfires. Latest, ritual mass murder reported in UK seaside resort was a yoga class. Weird news, his next victim, in 1991, was his girlfriend Adrienne Berger, followed by his sexual partner, Charles Grand, who he bludgeoned to death with a hammer. And he killed again in 2005, during a crack cocaine binge, when he beat and strangled his girlfriend's best friend Viviana Rizzari. Spihalski confessed to his earlier crimes, which had been unsolved for 15 years, just days after he killed Rizzari. Speaking ahead of the interview's release, Morgan said he had been warned that Spihalski can be volatile. He added that Spihalski is a serial killer unlike any I've met before. Talking about the new series, Morgan said, "For me as a journalist, there is nothing more compelling than sitting face to face with some of the most dangerous killers in the world to hold them directly to account for their crimes." This series is a fascinating collection of very varied and explosive interviews that I'm sure will leave viewers debating with family and friends as to the subject's guilt or otherwise, and give a gripping insight into the murderer's mindset and motivation for doing what they did.